Om Sthapakaya Dharmasya Sarvadharma Sarupine Avatar Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So you should have some good questions. That will be easy for me. And Swami told me about my association with the Swamis. Not much. And also I forgot many things. Yeah, we had the privilege of seeing many Swamis who are initiated by Raja Maharaj, Holy Mother. But that time we didn't understand their glory. We used to avoid them. We are young people. We are saying that, oh, that Swami is standing there, the Dharmananda, Brahmananda Maharaj's disciple. And if I go, he will catch me and will maybe very what question we have at that age of 18, 19. So, and we thought that going to the temple and doing japa and meditation, I will gain much more. So, what is the wastage of talking with this? And I have not very high spiritual question, philosophical question. So, but anyway, so is to avoid that. Now I repent. That was foolishness. Yeah. One time it happened that one Swami inspired me to go to see Premeshananda Maharaj. And I had finished my BSc examination then. And there is a, after examination is over, there is a gap. So I thought that I'll go to Darjeeling. And mind was running for Darjeeling, 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 beautiful. And everything was arranged. And suddenly this Swami said, Are Darjeeling will be there for your whole life. Huh? But you will not get Premishananda Maharaj. I said, Premishananda Swami is an old sadhu. What he will speak? No understanding about the depth of these spiritual personalities. So anyhow, when the Swami said that, no, you should go and stay and serve Swami and Suhitananda Maharaj, Sanatan Maharaj. He needs some help. He's so much, alone serving the Maharaj. So anyhow, I split my time 50% with much concession. Of my total period of enjoying Darjeeling and other areas, I cut it to 50% and went there. Now I feel what a blessed days those days. Now, at that time we didn't understand. With that we saw that a old Swami, almost health-wise so weak, But few days staying with them, we can feel something that they are extraordinary. They lift our mind unconsciously to a higher level, and their blessings are really whatever good in our life comes because of their grace comes. So yes, I was there with Premishananda Maharaj quite about 3 weeks maybe. And that time, it's really when you come back, you feel that you are living some near and dear person whom is actually where the sadhu's love is very pure love. So that's why that attracts us. I do not know. In a subtle way, it works in the mind. Sargachi. And Sargachi, when I came back, I wrote a letter that I did not feel when I went there, but when I came back, I'm feeling for you. Then he said, he quoting Rabindranath Tagore, he said, as this young people feel for the old also feel for the young. And he inspired.
It's something like the young people love the old people need the young people.
Like that, something like that. The Bengali line is as much as I remember, বড়োর জন্য ছোটর যেমন প্রাণ কাঁদে ছোটর জন্যে বড়রও মন তেমনি ব্যথিত হয় আর এইরকম কিছু। But anyway, that was one Premishananda Maharaj's stay, and he trained us even in that condition. He will ask, "What are you doing?" All inquiry. That means whether I'm going to temple, meditating there, and then sometimes we are very devotional, very spiritual. So I am meditating. Bell is gone, food is served, then come late because I was meditating. No, then he inquired, "Did you come? Where did you come for?" I said, "Maharaj, I was little late." Huh? Huh? You are late? Don't be a burden for the center. See what a great lesson. Huh? You are meditating, you meditate other time. This is not the time for meditation. Everyone is given the bell, come in time, eat in time, serve together. Huh? Others for you, the cook will have to wait. For you, the person who is serving, he will have to wait. And cleaning will be delayed. So, when you come, be punctual, be punctual, be punctual. One lesson, very important to that is imprinted in my mind. And spirituality, I cannot understand because the Swami was so physically weak, almost used to sleep most of the time. We wanted a dynamic Swami, who can speak well and this and that. Then I thought, this old Swami, okay, he's a good Swami, but it's not very inspiring. But now I feel that that the depth of their spirituality, not when time goes and we find it. And we have the little association with Swami Shantananda Maharaj. You have heard it again and again. Shantananda Maharaj was Holy Mother disciple, and there's a special class by themselves. They are Premeshananda Maharaj, Shantananda Maharaj, Vishuddhananda Maharaj. They are of the one category by themselves, Holy Mother's disciple. And so totally you can feel the mother's affection when you go there. So Shantananda Swami was there. She was like a child, like a baby. Yeah. So simple. And so one day I went to his room in the morning. That is my still a good memory. In the morning in the balloon what in early days, in our time when I'm talking about, rarely in the morning someone visits balloon at that time. Maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. Rarely a few devotees maybe here and there. Entire campus is so calm and serene. So I entered and there is a guard that Swami's private secretary is there. He is always standing there. You cannot just enter. And, and because we go and disturb Maharaj. So he has to protect. But anyhow, that time I found that guard Swami is not there. So I sneaked in and did the pranam, and then I stood. And then I said, with eyes like a child looking at me, and then was sending his handshake. Such how can I do handshake with him? Anyway, and then afterwards, he looked at me and said, "Can you hear? Can you hear?" I don't hear any noise excepting the chirping of the crows. Bellumat is special for crows. They sit in this tree and that tree, nearby trees. I am only hearing that noise. And he said, "You hear? Do you hear?" I said, "No more, I can't hear." "Don't you hear? Oh, he is hearing the Anahatadhani. That always constantly. And he feels that we also are hearing the same thing probably. So we can understand that spirituality is what that time little we understood all this in depth. But even now I don't understand much. But that is the point that spirituality is living in another realm of consciousness. They live in the physical world with us, but and you enter into the room, you can find a different atmosphere. Your mind is really lifted into another. I remember one Swami who was giving us class on Panchadoshi. We are having that class. I told you probably maybe repeated incident. So that evening class where some brahmacharis are listening to the class, and that Swami was very inspired, and when he speaks about something, his face flushes with joy. And he was that day he was reading the Panchadoshi, some verses like that. In the evening, it was very inspirational verses. It says that consciousness, all pervaded consciousness, that was the subject of discussion that day. And he was very much full of identification with that type of consciousness. So then that class is over and everyone left. I also left. But it is by another time, it became little e- night. And I used to live in the same campus the Swami used to live. And then I used to take an opportunity to walk with him. So whenever he's there, he may be talking, he may not be talking, but we used to take this advantage of walking with him. And I was walking. It was about mid almost 11 o'clock in the night. Very calm and serene. The hostel is calm. Entire atmosphere is very calm. And then suddenly the Swami said, "Do you hear? Do you hear?" The same experience. I don't hear anything. That calmness, serenity. What is there? And actually, there was some one dog barking. In street dogs, nighttime barking, and that is disturbing, no? Then he said, "Don't you hear that?" Yes, that, and pointing out that is the same consciousness. We read in the evening that verse that tada stimita gambhiram not tamo not tejo tatam. That there is that consciousness, stimita gambhir, and also it is past, present, and future. It is all the time there. So this expression, when he said this consciousness, and he suddenly showed towards his face and his personality, and I saw that in his whole body, the all the hairs are standing erect, goosebump all over the body. I was really surprised that the spirituality can lead to that. It is not mere talk. Same consciousness in human, in subhuman, in the barking of a dog. Behind that barking, there is some consciousness, and that consciousness and this consciousness are same. What a grand experience, no? It does not need many scriptural reading, but to have a direct experience like that, seeing that his face beaming with joy, and all the hairs are standing in the body, and he stand for some time. Oh, that is the verse. Mas abdo jugo kalpeshu gatagameshu anekatha nauditi nastam eti shambit esha sayam prabha. That Sambit, that consciousness, Swayam Prabha, it is self-illumined. Mass of the Yuga Kalpeshu, month, years, ages, Kalpa means longer period of time. Gata Gammeshu, they go, the time moves click, 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 click. Gata Gammeshu Anekada, it goes in varied way. But that consciousness, na udeti, it is not the sun is rising, now sun is set. Consciousness is not like that. Na udeti, na astameti. It does not set like the sun is set and darkness comes. It is Swayam Prabha, it is self luminous. It is all the time there. And that verse in the evening we read, and this is the demonstration that gives the idea that yes, these are truth. Someone can experience in this life. So this is real sadhu experience, you can say. And I had little touch occasionally. I had used to come to Belun Math, and then Swami Vishuddhananda Maharaj used to give every day. He used to just sit in the afternoon, and that time Maharaj used to live in the house in the Swamiji's annex house. And then afternoon, he used to sit in the baranda, which is called Swamiji's baranda, a long stretch. And he used to sit facing Swamiji's room to the extreme. And all devotees will come and sit and pranam. And he continuously talks about Gospel of Ramakrishna. And that was his most emphasis. And always used to go round and round the basic teachings of Bakulata, Dub Dao, Jhap Dao, Ege Poro. All this again and again is to imprint on the minds of the listeners. So that was another experience, and every day, occasionally, whenever he is every day available, whoever comes, the devotees can listen and hear that discussion. One day it happened that Swami Shankarananda, he was the seventh president, but that time he was also one vice president. That time he was the president. No, he was vice president. And Vishuddhananda Swami was also vice president. But he was very, nature-wise, very grave personality. And Vishuddhananda Swami was like a mother-like personality. Anyone wants to get initiation, want to go to Swami Shankarananda, they will have to delay and wait and study and read and come back and read again. Read Gospel 5 volume. 5 volume. When you finished it, you come, then you have finished, read again. So again you read, and again you said, again you have finished, read again. So that is the Swami Shankarananda Maharaj. And he was not a person to talk much. He used to walk from the temple, Belur gate, main gate, down to Holy Mother's place, that long stretch. And he used to sit on the steps that the old mission office. After walking somewhere with a stick in hand, he used to sit there. So one devotee came and asked him that, Swami, please give some instruction. His first response will be, have you read Gospel? And yes. You have read Gospel and you didn't get a solution there. I cannot help you anyway. Then you will say, oh, there is a Kolergan ki? Gramophone. That means gramophone record is going on, go. And ask that Swami there. That means he's jokingly sending that guy to Vishuddhananda Swami. And that man was very simple. He went and met and pranam and said, Maharaj, this is my question. And Swami Shankarananda Maharaj has sent me to you. And and he said that there is a Kolergan going on. That means Maharaj is so kind. He's constantly talking about whether you ask or don't ask, whether you like or dislike. His message is being given, and then uh, instead of getting upset, Vishuddhananda Swami said, "Oh, it is Swami Shankarananda Maharaj have said that. Oh my God!" Yeah, so they have some loving relationship, but at the same time, two natures are two different. Uh, but both are, the Brahmagyanis. So see, expressions are different. So Belur Math or Swamis are so varied types. One may be Jogi, another may be Kurmi, not Kurmi, Karma Jogi. Uh, but they have realized God in their own way, no? And then you see these varieties of Swamis, no? We feel that what is called spirituality. And that is the beauty of our Shankar, what I saw, that there is no outward show. That's the point. You will not understand that they are such highly accomplished in spiritual life, highly attained swamis by their normal talk, normal behavior, walking. Uh, so, Nitya Sarubananda. Nitya Sarubananda Swami is a Holy Mother's disciple, most perfectionist, and is a very intelligent person, Holy Mother's disciple. And he was critic. If you go with him few days, then you say, what sadhu? He's always criticizing others. But it is not criticism. He is a perfectionist. He cannot see anything imperfect anywhere. He's walking, he used to come to Sarodapit. When I was in Sarodapit, that time he retired from Institute of Culture. Institute of Culture, Gold Park is his creation. All this, what you see, the building, the furniture, whatever you see, the all arrangement, all the thoughts, how the universal religion can be presented in one place. All this, he is an he is the what we call the architect behind everything. But he was very critical. That you see from the surface, but you go very close, huh, that will be really will find what it Swami of what type of accomplishment in spiritual life. One day, I was in Saradapit quite a long time, about 23 years there. So many people used to come for questions and this, and apart from my other duties, that was also, I used to go to school, college, this, that, and other areas. And I used to give classes even in Saradapit temple. So people know me. And one gentleman lost his only son. So he was totally lost, as you know, bereavement of one son. His own son died. So I had some discussion with him as much as I can. Then I thought that Swami Nitya Sharupananda Maharaj is available. And I told him that Maharaj, I met that gentleman. So what shall I say? So I am sending it to you. You have time. Yes. He was very, otherwise he is very difficult to approach. But I was fortunate that he was kind to me. And then he came and he said that then he made a friendship with that gentleman. He was a quite maybe 60s, in his 60s. The man who lost his son was 60s maybe. And he came and became very close to the Swami. And then one day he said that Nitya Swarupananda Swami is saying, when you come to Belur Math, you know, Thakur is walking here. Ma is present here. Sometimes You are walking, you do not know. Maybe you are hitting him. His presence. His presence you don't see, but he's standing there. He's touching you. You are touching him. And when he says, such a person of strong personality, the tears are trickling. And that man came back and told me, oh my God, what a mood was created during that. When he's talking, he knows that Belur Math is a place where Ramakrishna is living there, walking there. We know, no? Baburam Maharaj's story we know. He's talking to the brahmacharis who was cutting the grass from the with the scissor, not uprooting the weeds from the bot, because he's called it Ramakrishna walks here. His tender feet uh, will be scratched. So that feeling of presence of Sri Ramakrishna is to say that sometimes I feel that I am walking and Sri Ramakrishna, I am touching him. He's all the time around me in the balloon. So that is a different type of, it's very rare personal expression of their feeling. We They don't talk about in public, but we had some chance of meeting with Swami Abhayananda Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj is also a great figure. eh? Many old timers will know that Bharat Maharaj is from Mahapurush Maharaj's time. So he tells me about some stories about Baburam Maharaj. What story? Baburam Maharaj was the manager Maharaj. But you know, Baburam Maharaj was full of love. And Bharat Maharaj told me that story one day that I said, Maharaj, at this age, why do you remain so late? Lunchtime also, you will be eating maybe 3 o'clock, 3:30. At this old age, why not you eat? Every prasad first pangat is done, second pangat. Then he said, do you know why? And also night. Night you will be eating, maybe everyone is fed, everyone is gone. Belur Math, temple closed, kitchen closed, everything is off. And then he will finish his. Uh, I used to write his letters about midnight, 11 o'clock. I am to go back to Saradapin, no? But personally, sometimes I have to scale up, scale dispensary gate, that there is a wall. I don't find the gatekeeper. He's sleeping somewhere. But I came how to go to my place in Saradapit where I live. It is only walking distance though. But we had to cross two gates. One gate of the Balloon Mart and then another gate to enter into Saradapit. So sometimes 11 o'clock he's sitting and dictating letter or saying all this. Then I said that Maharaj, why you should not do this at this age? Then he said, do you know why? In one time, Baburam Maharaj, you know Baburam Maharaj full of love, and devotees come to see Belur Math. But Belur Math has his own timing. But when bhaktas come, they have no sense of, especially Bengali bhaktas have no sense of time, they are beyond time. So they come at odd hours when the temple is closed and everyone is fed, everyone is gone. And Baburam Maharaj will be running here and there to feed them something. He will ask, hey, Bharat, come, there are some devotees have come, feed them. He will manage sometimes. But that day, a group of devotees came from Calcutta and they, noontime, those days, tradition was that all the shopping places are closed. And nearest shopping place was Salkia, which is 3-4 miles away. uh, and even if you go, all shops are closed. So a group of 3, 4, 5 devotees came at time when everything is closed, temple is closed, even the kitchen is closed. And Belumat rule is that we don't keep leftovers because Thakur's bhog Every time it should be fresh. So whatever left over, it goes to the cows and it goes to the other places, but you cannot keep it in the uh, cooking place. And refrigeration was not there also. And then these devotees came, and Baburam Maharaj Premananda Swami called Bharat. Bharat came, feed them. And Maharaj, today it is very impossible. It is impossible. Well, why? The cooks are also fed, and the pots and pans are all clean. There is not a single grain anywhere. Hare, Thakur's devotees come. You should keep something, and you already ate. It hurt him very much. You people eat, and Thakur's devotees are coming, and there is nothing. Okay, see what is there for in the shrine. So only one key is with the pujari, and another key is Bharat Manas, is the manager's PA or personal what you call attendant, or his dependent. He works for managers. So he said, huh? And Bharat Maharaj got really mad with Baburam Maharaj. The devotees have come and he's telling, go and see what is there in the in the shrine, which is meant for Thakur. No, that should be given in the afternoon. For the when 4 o'clock, when the pujari comes, he takes out those fruits and sweets and then makes a plate and offering to the Thakur. Huh? And he went and he found that some sweets and fruits are there. But he was not at all very happy with that, bringing those fruits and sweets, and then bought it and then fed them, the devotees. And then Baburama said, you should not eat. The devotees from different plants come. You should keep something for them. So he felt so bad. But anyhow, now main question is that what will happen now? The this all the sweets in the afternoon, which is to offer to Thakur, is gone. Now manager came, pujari came. They come little early to do other cleaning and this and that, and opened the where the sweets were kept, fruit sweets. They find everything is gone. He was surprised. Who can have the keys? Then he knows Bharat Maharaj has the keys. So he ran to Bharat Maharaj. What has happened? Bharat Maharaj said, go to Baburam Maharaj. His love for devotees, and all the devotees have been paid. Then what the pujari will do? He has not the courage to go to Baburam Maharaj to ask for anything. He came back and silently started cleaning, doing anything. Anyhow, we will not be able to open this afternoon. And Bharat Maharaj was angrily walking back and forth from Swamiji's room beyond that towards Dakshineshwar, that embankment side. He's angrily moving back and forth and saying to himself, oh, what love for the devotees! And Thakur's food is also being given. Okay. So, what Thakur's food is also given to what type of this devotion is too much. But anyhow, he was so upset and disturbed. And it was about the time for offering the fruits and sweets. Baburam Maharaj came and he was leaning on the balcony, leaning on the what you call the wooden bolster, what is that? Rail. And he was leaning on that and he was looking at the Ganga. And they found that one boat just is coming and came, and one devotee and his big container of something is there. And then he shouted at Bharat Maharaj, said, Bharat, Bharat, come, come, see what has come. You want to feed that, you think that you are feeding Thakur? Thakur has arranged for his own food. Check it. And really surprising, the basket is such a huge basket full of sweets and fruits and everything what is needed. It will go for several days.
Yeah, but it came late.
Same day, same time. And then Bharat Maharaj came and really he was so much surprised, no? And that he said, from that day, he make a decision that he is not going to eat until the Belur gate is closed, all the cooks, cleaning people, everything is done. Last he will eat. Night time also, everyone is fed. No guest can come that time. Make it confirmed, and then whole life he did it before his death even. So you see, these are the experience of small thing but so big and life transforming experience. How uh, Babu Ramman used to look at the devotees. Devotees are actually God's own children, no? So even Thakur's own food you can give it to them. That, but we should not do that. If we do, then it will be too much indulgence on our part. Even we bring for Thakur, don't smell, don't touch, don't taste. Then Thakur will not touch. Yesterday we were talking about the lemon will fall down. The jalebi, he was to going, it is falling down. He could not touch the jalebi. It was brought so lovingly by what is called Rambabu. So, but it is another level. He sees Ramakrishna in all the devotees. Bhakto Bhagavan, na? Bhakta Bhagavat, Bhakta Bhagavan. We always say, Thakur saw that. Bhagavat, the Pandit was reading the Bhagavat, and Bhakta, and Bhagavan is there in the Narayana Krishna. He saw a triangle connected and said they are same. But it is the experience Babu Ramman has lived in that consciousness. Bhakta, Bhagavan, they are identified. So in a very high level of experience, that was Babu Ram Maharaj. And that we get from this Bharat Maharaj. So
Gopesh Maharaj? Did you
yeah,
get much
Gopesh
fun there?
Maharaj. Yeah, Gopesh Maharaj also. When I joined the Swami under whom I joined, he suddenly decided that you go to Vrindavan and stay with Gopesh Maharaj. Gopesh Maharaj, Swami Sarvadevananda. He has the wonderful book, Sri Sri Chaitanya Dev, unique book. And also there are other Mayer, Sisima, Sharada Devi, Matri Sannidhe, another book, Matri Sannidhe. There are other books also, some published, unpublished. Anyhow, so to just to go and live with a Swami, sadhu, who is a real, genuine sadhu, so that that impression remains in the heart, so that we can imbibe little bit good of that. So what I saw, I went there, and then I saw that such an austere sadhu, living the mind is always in a very lofty thought. Outwardly, so much austere and so much hardship as a sadhu life should be, though there are opportunities of everyone is will be glad to put him into more comfortable uh, bed, comfortable room, but he declines everything. He used to come and sit, and he is so punctual. Eating lunch, breakfast, supper. So you'll be find that even no one has come. Time he is first present there with a bowl. He will have a bowl only, one bowl, and then he will sit with all the sadhus and take the bowl and you serve as much as you can, all the items one by one in the same bowl, not to have separate taste that I like it, dislike, to go beyond likes and dislikes, no. So you find that he used to bring that bowl and he will eat. And what is given to the food. That's all. That was his lunch. Night time there was little smaller. That was his quota for lunch and supper. And in the noon time, I saw him that he is in a Brindavan is a cold area, no? And I went there in November, end of November. And December I stayed. 1 month I stayed. Then I was called back to Belur again. So there he will be lying down. His pillow, there is no pillow. Hand is the pillow. He will make the hand as a pillow. And there is a plank. It is not big enough, but you can lie down. He will enjoy that one. And very austere, self-effacing, does not want anything from anyone. And if you do want to do something, he will be very angry with you. But Anup Maharaj make him like a dadu. Anup, who is now in Konkhal, he was his sevak, and he actually uh, was very close. And he has a different relationship with the grandfather, uh, grandson, like that relationship. So one day, while I was there, I saw that Swami's room, no one has cleaned it. So much of dust and dirt in the floor and here and there. So I thought that I will do, but I dared to enter his room because he'll scold me if he finds that I am doing something in his room. So one day I found that it is some gap is there. He has gone to the temple or something. So I took a bucket of water and then tried to mop the floor. It's so dirty. So I took almost a three-fourth of a bucket of water and I was cleaning and doing that. And by this time he returned. And seeing me doing, he first of all give a good scolding. What are you doing here? Who have asked you to do all these things here? And then he started scolding. You wasted so much water. I could not understand what is the value of the water. Three-fourth, and it's so much dirt. Then we need another bucket of water to clean second time. Then he said, you do not know it is Thakur's property. Why do you use so much water? Half of the water, it will be finished. And did I tell you to do? No, no, Maharaj, I did it. But never do that. And then he said, we know. Huh? I was with M, the Master Mosai, in the Rishikesh. And he taught me how to do things much efficiently with little wastage of water. Rishikesh, you go, you have to bring water from the Ganga. So you have to fill up the bucket and go back and up and down. Here is a faucet water, and it's a hospital center. People are spending water, throwing, some people want to give water in the garden. Their 50% is gone on the road. Eh? So which is wastage. But anyhow, that is not your point. You are a brahmachari, why are you spending so much water? Then he said, M told me how to do that and showed me that anything you do with rough one time and clean, and that unclean water goes to the another unclean, another unclean. Then do some fresh water that is more clean. Like that, with the minimum wastage of water, you can clean so many things. See who pays attention to all these details, but their background is not for personal anything should be wasted, and is Thakur's property. So, and then I said that when a letter came from Belur, that I said, Maharaj, I'll have to go. Oh, you came to find some fun here. Now you are talking about you are going back to Belur. Huh? No, Maharaj, they'll send me. Oh, that is your wish. That's why you are getting this letter. Probably you wrote them. That means here is some austerity. You don't like that. You are going back to your own place. They are very uh, they can direct our life, how to be a monastic life will be, you live, but how careful we should be to waste anything. It is Lord's thing, no? So this type of training is very unique training. Shankarananda Maharaj's story you all know, I have told before, that Shankarananda Maharaj used to go back, all seventh president of our order, used to go around and see what is going on where. So one day he saw one brahmachari, as we do, faucet is on and then brushing. It is brushing is going on, faucet is on. And then Shankarananda Maharaj suddenly could check it on distance. And then he shouted like that, "Oh dear brahmachari, how much water do you need for your washing the teeth?" He got so alarmed and ran away, quickly touching and ran away. There is one style in Balloon Mott that old Swamis who are senior Swamis, they uh, do some seva. To what they do, someone will read the Gospel of Ramakrishna, and old sadhus will be coming, and they will encircle and they will do the peeling of the potatoes and this or whatever. And that day, Maharaj came, and after their reading and everything is over, that cutting of the vegetables are over. So he came and he found something. Then he said, "Who has did cut this vegetables with so much flesh? Who will agree that who cut it?" Then Maharaj said, "He is the president, and how difficult it will be, to make the skin go out of a little leftover flesh. The potato is all already done with the skin and flesh. Little is left. And then he asked him to take the whole bundle of the peeled items and took him his president's room. And he had the patience and to teach everyone, he took his own knife and then peeled up from that and brought out one quantity, and then he cooked himself for Thakur and offered it to. Yeah. So the wastage. They used to think that Thakur is there. So Bhandari was called one day because whatever is offered to Thakur, they give little bit of everything to President Maharaj. But he saw it is little spicy. It's hot. Hot means chili hot. And then he called the Bhandari, who is looking after the cooking department, and told him, "Do you know why it is so hot?" Then he said, "President," he said, "Yes, Maharaj, I do not know. Anyhow, cook has done this." "No, you are to supervise them. You know, Thakur could not, his stomach was very, yeah, sensitive, and he cannot take all these things. How do you do? Don't do it again." As if he is done this. It is not his fault. The cook is cooking. But you have to look at that. You cannot ignore. And then it happened. And another time, and after a few days, again something happened, and he was called again. "I told you, again I find that it is hard." "No, Maharaj, please forgive me. It will never happen again." Anyhow, second time, it was forgiven. And happened it third time. And then President got very angry, as it were. He said, "You know, either you will stay in the balloon mott or I will stay. If this does not stop, either you stay or I stay." Oh my God. And he fell at the feet of Maharaj and said, "Please forgive me, forgive me, forgive me." Meaning that it is even cooking for Thakur, how sensitive. the pan, the betel leaf roll, betel roll is what is offered to Thakur will come to president. So they prepare very carefully in the temple, in the what you call the preparation room. And then the attendants, Noni Gopal Maharaj and Kalipada Maharaj, they were the attendant, they will check it. And if it is little, what is called, lime is more or something, they take out and fold it again and punch it. After double checking also, and it becomes sometimes, and then the Bhandari is responsible. He will get a good scolding. So they are so much careful about everything in the monastery. It is Thakur's property, Thakur's people, Thakur's children. No. Okay. So thank you. At random, whatever came here and there, and our memory also does not become very strong. We forget so many things. Some people have good memory. They can remember so many things. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu